All right, what's going on, guys? No Pioneer Sport Cards. Wanted to take a quick moment to kind of go over what I think are the two best plays currently in F1, as I've gotten quite a few questions from commenters and people in the Discord just asking what I think the best plays are. If this is your first time watching the video, please be sure to like and subscribe, as it helps me really just understand what you guys like seeing, and I can better tailor what I'm making to you guys in the future. So, without further ado, let's just jump right on into it. So the main gist of what I have for what you should be doing is buying and grading vintage F1 cards. I think vintage F1 is the best play right now because the margins you can make on graded cards compared to raw are fantastic. I don't know if you'll make better kind of investments from grading to flipping. While also I think there's two different types of vintage plays that you can go into that will really kind of help you out depending on whichever level you're at, whether you have $10 to $100 or $1,000 to $10,000. There's two different plays for each of those type of groups. First kind of play I have is for more of those guys with the $1,000 to $10,000 range who have lots of funds to play with, and that'd be just to buy Legends of the Sport. So I wanted to also give a pros and cons to each of these. So the pros for buying these Legends is they're always in demand. You like people like Prost, Senna, and Stewart are always asked about, always wanting to be bought. So I think that's a great opportunity for you. Also, you being able to learn about these cards, you only need to learn about 5 to 10 of these cards to really do well. You don't need to diversify and really learn too much about vintage. As long as you stick to buying or knowing about 10 cards of the top drivers, you'll do perfectly fine in this space. Another pro, you're also going to make some very large returns on these orders. The biggest orders you'll probably make for something like this out of any sport, really, to be honest. So the hard thing, like I said, is this is more of a, you need to have some money built up for these because they are, I mean, the floor is there. You're going to have to be paying a decent amount of money. Also, another con is these cards are really hard to find in the US. You're going to have to go to great lengths to find these cards. You're going to have to search different eBay stores from Italy to Spain to Germany. You're going to have to really put in the work to find these. And even when you do that, there's a good chance they don't even ship to the US. So you're going to have to open up PO boxes. So you're going to have to put in a lot of work for this, but the returns you're going to make are phenomenal. All right, I quickly wanted to kind of just jump in and show off what I'm talking about for myself, just to show that I'm not speaking without doing stuff, as I have been following this. So this is one of the cards I showed Alan Prost in 8.5. We got some of the Futera cards from Australia, which are great options. Then go into some vintage stuff. You got the 1986 Panini Super Sport cards. You got the Campione dello Sport from Panini. That was from 70, and then this one from 1966. These cards, like I said, they're all big names: Stewart, Andretti, Prost. These are the names people are chasing if you want to go for these big guys. All right, next up for my more low-end guy with not a lot of funds. I was here, so I know exactly how that goes. What I think the best opportunity for you to do is to buy high-grade common drivers. So when you're buying these high-grade common drivers from vintage, they're very low cost of entry. You can find these for $5 to $10 a card. And like I said, with this low cost of entry, you're going to have very low risk. Right now, currently, PSA is doing a special to grade at $18 a card. So let's say I'm buying these at $5 a card. That means I'm all in them for, what is that, $23. I mean, grading them for $23, I don't see how you can possibly really lose on that. I can only see you making money, so that's why I think this is really phenomenal for you to go for. These cards are also easy to find because a lot of people just love kind of opening some of these packs and then selling the low-end commons that they don't need. So you can find a lot of good bulk deals as well for this. Now, some of the kind of cons that are hard to learn with this are you need to have a good eye in the grading. So if you haven't graded cards, it's not that hard. You just got to be on your A game and really just learn and dive into it. I know there's better channels out there that are better able to explain what it takes a good eye to grade is. I'd recommend maybe buying a Drury Loop, as that is really beneficial to being able to really determine condition on cards. And the last thing is you're going to make smaller returns compared to those GOATs and all times of the hobby, as Nobody is going to be searching for the Pat de Polier. It's just kind of how it goes. So, but like I said, even though you're going to be harder to find buyers and smaller returns, you can't possibly lose on these. Here are some examples of what I'm talking about for kind of these commons. We have from 1980 Panini Grand Prix. We got some really nice condition cards. I bought a lot of 7 cards, I believe it was, for 35 bucks. So I'm in them for 5 a card, like I said. And these cards, I'm only sending 2 of them off to be graded, as some of these other ones kind of have really minor issues that I didn't want to kind of send off. Like, you can see just some small marks on surface that I wasn't quite comfortable sending off, but when I'm buying them for so cheap, I still might even send them off in the future. So here are these 2 examples that I have. The Ricardo Patrese. Got to really look for the centering on these, make sure they're really nice. And then we have the Tiff Needle. These are going to be sent off right in this near future, right when I send off this order with all these sorts of vintage cards. All right, hope you guys enjoyed. It's a lot of fun really coming out and helping you guys. Like you've just seen, I've been implementing both of these in the past and I've done quite well. So hopefully you guys can take these skills and tips and use them for yourself to help you grow your collection, make money to flip into some other fun cards. So like I said earlier, please be sure to like and subscribe, as it really helps me out, and see what you guys are really liking for content. So thank you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.